Oh. She said, Mom, that one fucked up. Alright, so from the top.
From the top.
From the middle, actually. From the middle. So do you prefer color tattoos or do you prefer black?
I think if I did something like bigger, I would probably want to add some color. But obviously horror theme, I kind of want it like darker. So
Okay.
I guess a mix of both.
Okay, we can make that happen. Some people like color, some people don't want it. But whenever we get the design layout, you can just tell me what colors you're thinking about. Do you have any other questions?
Is she gonna be in the way? Yes. So, as far as the pain level, obviously tattoos are gonna hurt. But just kind of, what should I expect for that area if I end up doing like right here? I feel like it would be pretty sensitive under here, maybe.
Yeah. So you do make a good point. So if you're doing a half sleeve and you're starting at shoulder to elbow, the outside of your arm, the part of your arm that gets brushed the most and you use the most, it's going to hurt, but a tolerable amount of pain. As you move towards the inside of your arm, it's gonna start to burn a little bit more, but everybody's different. It just depends on where your pain tolerance is at. But the closer to your elbow or the inside of your elbow, and then the inside of your arm, that's where it might hurt the most.
Okay.
But the good news about that is you can break it up into sessions.
Okay.
So if we could do the outline in one day, and then in another session we'll do all the color. That way you don't have to go through all the pain in one sitting. It kind of just depends where you're at.
Okay. Also, I guess it kind of makes me. I waited a little bit, probably like a month, after turning 18 to get a tattoo because my friend went and got one to some guy that did it at his house and ended up getting infected. She got staph infection. It was kind of gross. So I just want to make sure that's not going to happen here. And like, how do you make sure it doesn't?
I promise you,
Okay.
you will not go through that here.
Okay.
So the good thing about being in a shop is it has to be zoned for tattooing. The health department comes in here. Everything here is going to be sanitary and done correctly. I can promise you that. The only reason you would encounter an infection of any kind is going to be if once you unwrap the tattoo and it's still new, if it's exposed to dirt or dirty water or things like that that just aren't good to be in open wounds, because that's kind of the way you have to treat it. It is an open wound, and you know, if you cut your knee, you don't want to go rub it in the ground.
Okay.
So you do have to be careful and just make sure that you're not doing anything to expose it to dirt, because that will give you an infection. But as far as how things are run here, it's all sanitary, it's all done correctly. You have no concerns with that.
Okay. One more question.
Okay.
I'm done. So you said like when you wrap it when I first leave, how long does that stay on? And then as far as like work wise, I kind of move my arms a lot. So should I leave something right there so it doesn't like scrape against anything? Or?
Okay. So the wrap is called Stanoderm. It's basically like another layer of skin. It's a clear adhesive.
Okay.
I'm gonna place it on. It'll stick to your skin really well. You can shower in it, go to the gym in it. You know, I wouldn't recommend going to the gym within the first few days of getting it, but
I don't go to the gym.
it's very secure. So you're gonna leave that on for 8 to 24 hours. We say 8 because that's enough time for it to seep and get all the plasma and excess blood and ink out. But 24 is kind of a good mark.
Okay.
And so when you take that off, you're probably going to want to use a little bit of water because it does pull your skin quite a bit, and it might rip out some tiny arm hairs, but
Okay.
nothing too crazy. And what was the other question?
When I go to work with me moving my arms and stuff, is that gonna bother it? Like kind of like should I wear something specific or?
So for the first week or so that you have it, you should probably wear a loose, a sweater, something that's not skin tight to you. And I will say that if you are moving your arms a lot, you do want to be careful of the elbow area. If the tattoo comes down that far,
Okay.
excess bending or squeezing will kind of disturb that area. You might get more scabs than you would want. It might just be more tender or sore. And the inside of the arm, again, you want to try and keep from brushing up against stuff, wearing tight clothes, things like that.
Okay. I think that's all my questions.
Okay, sounds good. So do you want to do a consultation?
Yes.
Okay. What day works best for you?
I usually don't have anything going on like Mondays or Tuesdays. They're
Okay.
more my free days, so.
Well, I am available next Monday at 12, so is that a good day and time for you?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you this sheet. This has my contact information on it. So my Instagram is on there if you want to see some of my extra work. Also, my name and phone number. Feel free to reach out to me at any time. You can ask me any questions, or if you just want to let me know in advance like what you're kind of thinking of, it gives me some time to draw something up. That way